Good morning. Good morning. I hope you're safe and well because that is the most important thing. Now, I'm looking out the window because amazingly, it is not actually raining today. In fact, we had hail yesterday, so winter is definitely here. Anyway, the big news this week is titanium dioxide is innocent. Yes, there's been a court case at the European Court of Justice, is it? Not too sure how these things work. Anyway, they've basically overturned the harmonized classification in the EU for titanium dioxide as a carcinogen. And there's a couple of reasons why they've done it, but basically science has won. Now, I did a quick newsletter article about it on LinkedIn. I'm just putting below this video here, but we do go into it in more detail in today's email newsletter. For example, there's a link to the actual full-on decision, and no doubt there will be things in there that need to be untangled. There are things we need to watch out for. Now, as you may remember, if you are a titanium dioxide nerd, guilty as charged, titanium dioxide, talc, and carbon black were originally classified. Sorry for the email pings coming through. They were originally classified as carcinogenic by the IARC, and that was ANSYS in France who did it. Now, it seems that talc is carcinogenic, but only because of its asbestos components. So I would think that titanium dioxide, as long as it doesn't have asbestos in it, is also going to be innocent. This is something that came out in the last few months about talc. But it does look like titanium dioxide is not carcinogenic. Great news. We've been saying that for years in the industry. So anyway, the things we need to unravel are, we do need to be careful about, obviously, whether or not there is asbestos in titanium dioxide, just in case that there's some lurking there that could produce a talc style situation. But having said that, assuming that there isn't any in there, then we're all good, we're clear. The problem is first of all, how do we get it out of the ATP it went in on, which is the 14th ATP in the EU? Does the court ruling automatically override that? Or does something else need to happen, like a new ATP removing it specifically? And how long would that take to go through the whole process? In the meantime, what is industry supposed to do with this classification selling into the EU? And of course, because it was the 14th ATP, that means it's in GB CLP as a mandatory classification as well. Now, the European Court has nothing to do with the UK. So there's divergence happening. Absolutely bang. What's going to happen in the UK? Are DEFRA and the HSE going to look at what ECHA does? Are they going to proactively, on the basis of this judgment, which is based on the science, it's not just based on the fact that there were things that went wrong in the procedure at ECHA, for example, and are they going to go, no, you know what, we're going to copy this to make sure that the UK is still the same as the EU? Who knows? There's such a lot to unravel. And that's just for the harmonized or mandatory classifications themselves. What about all of the downstream regulations? We've got cosmetics, we've got pharmaceuticals, because titanium dioxide goes into a lot of tablets. We've got food safety, the EFSA ruling that has been practically laughed at around the world as, oh, titanium dioxide in food is dangerous. Sorry for the emails pinging in the background. These all need to be unraveled if titanium dioxide is not carcinogenic. So it's a really complex picture. It's the first time we've had this kind of thing happen. It's going to take a certain amount of time to unravel. But on the whole, fantastic news. Science has actually won this time. And of course, the other underlying, the elephant in the room with all of this is, you may remember, if you're a bit old like what I am, when this whole thing was introduced of titanium dioxide potentially being a carcinogen, ECHA said, we are going to, or it may not have been ECHA, it may have been the European Commission. I have to be fair about that. They said, we are going to bring this in for titanium dioxide. And they basically invented a new description for chemicals called PSLTs, poorly soluble low toxic materials. And they said if if titanium dioxide is going to cause cancer, then we're going to assume that every other PSLT is going to be able to cause cancer by inhalation at certain particle size as well. And therefore, we're going to roll out this carcinogenicity classification to all PSLTs. So this ruling effectively, I hope, blows this completely out of the water. So we've had two things in the last 3 months that work against that. The first thing is the bringing to light that the problem with talc is very likely to be due to the asbestos contaminant within talc and not the talc itself. And the second problem is the this ruling that's saying, no, the science does not stack up for titanium dioxide being carcinogenic by inhalation. And one of the interesting things they said was, it's not carcinogenic per se. That's part of the problem. You're just saying that it is this product, as it were, of it being a certain particle size, and it's not intrinsically carcinogenic. And we've known for a very long time that anything at 2,000 milligram per kilogram inhalation for rats is going to cause them tumors in them. Doesn't happen in guinea pigs or rabbits or anything else. It's what rats do, basically. So it is such a good day for science, but we have to be really cautious about it because it may take a lot of unpicking. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in after I've finished recording this, because I can't find it immediately. I'll put a link in to the specific newsletter where I go on about the talc situation as well, because it does tie in with this. So I hope that's useful. And obviously, you can sign up for the today's newsletter and previous newsletters here. I'll just put the link in. Because the details are really in the newsletter. There we go. And so yeah, that's really good. And I suppose we also need some other reasons to be cheerful. Yay! So it's another Harry and Paul Dragon's Den. I'm just trying to type it right. As you know, I can't do them both very well together. And this is the bag. It's not brilliant quality, but it's the only one that I could find. Just putting that below this video now. So yeah, that's where we are today. It's been a fantastic week for science, but we need to be careful about how everything is implemented and going through. And yeah, it's such a change, isn't it? And can I also say well done to the titanium dioxide companies, and well done to the various components of the legal team who have got this through. Congratulations, everybody, because you're not just acting on behalf of titanium dioxide, you're basically representing all those PSLT people, you know, where ECHA may have gone through and ruled it out, and we hope they won't now. Doesn't mean to say you can charge everybody with PSLT registration, of course. But yeah, thank you very much. That's fantastic. Have a great weekend, and I hope to chat to you again next week. Take care of yourselves. Bye.